best of 3 of the night. We are here on Dead Wing to see who is going to advance out of this group in second place. Down here on the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have from Team Psystorm, it is our blue Zerg player. He is beautifully named EnDerr.
Oof. And his opponent, the red Protoss player, representing Team Ascension, the man with an even more beautiful name than EnDerr. How can that be? It is Creature. Whew. Whew. Feeling the tiredness here. I don't know. Is that what time is it there for you, EnDerr?
It's a little past midnight.
How lovely. How
here
lovely.
Right now. That's not too bad, actually. Although I'm still a bit tired.
It's not too bad for me. I had to get up too early this morning, so like, the pains. And it looks like EnDerr. I was about to say you. I was gonna say looks like what do you think, EnDerr? But I meant to say looks like EnDerr is doing this. It's just too hard. There's too many things going on in this game right now.
So confusing.
So confusing.
Yeah.
An incorrect scout by Creature. Yeah. Not too bad. At least you didn't scout. At least at the very beginning, you'd see pro players scouting the one horizontal. Yeah. And you'd be like, "Hey, guys, you do like." I hope everyone really realizes you can't spawn horizontal on the Dead Wing.
Yeah. I like now at least there's kind of tournaments use the same maps or like the same versions, because they're early on there were so many like this is the ladder map, but we enabled this or disabled this spawn and we added this tower, or we changed these from gold to normal, stuff like that. And now they at least use like the normal thing, so you're not all confused when you get into the tournament.
Yeah, I like this preemptive taking down of the rocks by EnDerr. I'm guessing you're gonna take the lower ground third right there and a little bit more of defensive third. I think we do see that probe get off a decent scout off into EnDerr's base, literally seeing everything, but it wasn't a full scout, so Creature does not know he saw everything.
Yeah, definitely the case. Other benefit of taking these rocks down, you can not only just give you access to that base, it opens up more flanking possibilities, so someone comes in with a very force fieldy army. You know, just gives you that escape route, but as you said, he is going to take that third as well. It's a bit easier to get at for Zerg.
Yeah, you always got to remember, even though we say, okay, he got a full scout off, well, you never know you got a full scout off. You never know that. You may see everything, but you never know that, so it's always kind of a tricky thing to say, really, because they don't know they got a full scout off. But out of Creature, going for a gateway fast expand, which trying to keep it a little bit aggressive here, so maybe he can do something to say, okay, I'm going to forge up and just kind of defend up, macro up for this game so far. I like that. I think that's a good decision on this map, though we did see him do this earlier, but go for the forge actually, and kind of, as we've seen him play before, he's kind of like, he was aggressive, then he macroed, then he was aggressive, then he macroed, and kind of screwed himself over a little after that. He didn't commit too much to one thing, and it didn't work out too well.
Yeah, for sure. And he is... Yeah, this was a harder wall to like start off with initially, so obviously he started that off in the main. In his case, he will probably not rip the rocks down because he doesn't have a suicide wish.
I want to lose the game, said everyone. Looking at the Zelnaga tower, seeing what he can see moving forward. The third base, still a little bit gutsy by Creature now. I've seen more and more Protosses do this, but it's very hard to defend. Only one Zealot, but on the other hand, only 5 of these Lings and Creatures, Mothership Core is in a great position. We'll take out one of those Lings. The Zealot should be able to deal with them fine, but coming out of this, there's about 10 more Lings screaming across the map. And right now, out of EnDerr, he is going to cancel this third. He wants to cancel it. We do see double gateway coming up with a photon cannon, which will desperately try to defend it, but I don't know how well he's going to do that. Just more and more links coming across, and metabolic boost done now in about a second.
Yeah, they're probably going with the speed up. Nexus is getting close to done. The cannon a few seconds off, but probably will be ready for the assault here, if there is in fact one, and he's moving in. There should be enough force fields and just to be fine with this. Yeah.
Yeah, there's too many force fields at the moment. I was really thinking it was going to go down, but he added on those the sentries quite well, and
Yeah.
then I really like his SimCity in this position, getting the cannon up, and the third will go down. And right now, this is not a good position for EnDerr. You never want to be in the same amount of bases as your Protoss opponent. I say he takes a fourth, or he needs to put really have a pressure on. It looks like he's going to go for the pressure, putting on 10 more lings. Coming out a few drones, really just saturating that third though, and also getting a Roach Warren. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of pressure very quickly coming out of EnDerr.
Yeah, there are still a lot of force fields available here. He is, we get a push out here from Creature. I don't know how much potential this actually has in and of itself, but it may forestall the aggression by EnDerr's side of things and put him into a defensive mindset. But we'll see how well it does. He's kind of been surprising with some of these attacks, and it is like a 7-gate, but again, it's on the later side of that. But these things can still be quite strong.
Yeah, there's a lot of more lings coming out, but with this, the amount of force fields here, I don't think those lings really do much, because they'll just force field to go down, they'll go around another force field that gets stuck, and it will keep building up. So these roaches really are the money hitters that need to do something here. And I love this from EnDerr, just showing game after game he really is good at these flanks, getting ready to do that flank. And we're gonna see Creature poke up into that third, trying to see what's there, and it looks like that proxy pylon is going to be taking out at least one of them. The next one should be taken out with these lings. Actually, they barely on the scene, but EnDerr moving in now, going for a bit of a flank here. I feel like the roaches are just slightly too late, though. Drones being pulled, some nice force field putting out all the drones, but roaches coming in on the top side at least, and then we'll also get decent force field without these stalkers doing so much damage here. And 2 time warps coming down, a lot of commitment right there for Creature, saying, you know what, I'm either doing this or not getting out, not in my use getting out. Those force fields are all gone now, only a couple stalkers left, and the respawn point, or the remaking point for all those, pylon for all those will not go down, which will allow more and more units coming out, but there's 16 wings coming out, and I think that'll just overwhelm these stalkers. Really, I don't think double time warp is not the idea that he wants.
Yeah, I can't recall at this point. He kind of committed into that, and as the army was attacking, the lanes in the back actually killed a really key pylon that supply blocks. And so a wave of reinforcements should have come right at that moment, did not. And now he's getting pushed back, and there's really no retreat, given that speed links are there as well. They will both ultimately kind of disengage here with the forward pylon dead. Yeah.
And I mean, this third he really needs the macro it going, but he's only got 3 workers at it so far. Obviously, if you could be pumped at a time off 3 Nexi, but it still is he needs that economy going, or he basically just has 400 sitting nowhere and not getting him stuff. But there's not that much for EnDerr. There's more roaches coming out, and there's a Twilight Council actually going down for Creature. So, but still for EnDerr, there's not a lot coming out of him after that. He lost so many drones, but he will.
Here comes the Nidus. Yeah. And I think this is a really good decision on his part. Is the only risk here is fighting him up a ramp into cannons, things like that. If he's on even ground with them, again, you get this 2-tier attack pattern, and he's right into the main.
There's so many roaches streaming into the main right now. Actually, 27 into the main, and they're doing as much as they can. At the same time, at the third, roaches moving in. There are 2 cannons that are deterring them for a little while, but they will be taken out. The main army of Creature kind of deciding where they're going to go. You have to make a decision right here which one you're going to defend. There's no tech in the main except for the cybernetics core, and right now it looks like Creature's deciding to defend that. And then at the third, EnDerr being pushed back for just a little bit, but so many more roaches coming there, and a Nidus network right there just so they can reinforce even quicker.
Yeah, he can bounce between the 2 positions at this point. Just rip the army apart. He's got roaches in and GG from Creature. It was all down to that 7-gate.
Welcome back to ASL Challenger League Round of 32 Group H. This could be the last game of the night, and this is fighting for 3rd place, I believe, or is it 2nd place?
This would be for 2nd place, yeah.
2nd place, wow. So one of these players potentially going to the round of 16 in the top spawn position of Vani Research Station, playing for Psystorm Gaming. It is the Blue Zerg, EnDerr.
And down here on the bottom middle of the map, we have our red Protoss player playing for the Team Ascension Pro Team. He is Creature.
Excited to see the end of this game, just to see, or the end of this series, just to see who will make it with, I believe it is Carnage. No,
No, it was Winter.
Winter, yeah, doing 4-0 in this group, yeah. Playing really, really well.
Yeah, he was really taking games quite decisively off people. And we get the gateway first here. Of course, very common to do this on this map in particular. Your natural is in base, so just as easy to go for the wall off up front. But he will get both the gateway and the cybernetics core prior to any expansion.
Yeah, most definitely. We do see from EnDerr. I mean, both players playing common, but I like your. I like on this map doing the gateway fast expand, because it's kind of like the force fast expand, a little bit more economic. But on this map, you can defend just as easy with one zealot sitting right there. It actually cancels the zealot after not seeing anything and throws down the natural. So I really like that ability. On this map, you can play an aggressive play and still have the aggressive option while being completely economic.
Yeah, for sure. It kind of gives you the best of both worlds here. And yeah, it's just so much more defensible. Your ramp is almost even in range of photon overcharge, not quite, but basically anything that pokes its head in gets in that range.
Yeah, very, very close to that. You can defend almost the entirety of your main with photon overcharge. Creature getting out that mothership core, that's what he wants to do, and really I'd love to see him just move it slowly across the map, just in a straight line, just to catch anything coming across, and he will send that first zealot, as we've seen him do many, many times before. Will engage these two Lings. Will they kill it? I don't think they barely won't. They'll actually have to run back, but it's not good. He does not want to pull back to this. He's going in for it. Throwing down 4 gates, and right here, since Creature did not take game 1, that's really huge that EnDerr actually scouted that. So EnDerr knows this big gateway aggression is coming, and it's going to be very interesting to see what he's going to do, throwing down 2 spine crawlers.
Yeah, and that's, once again, because of the design of this map, that's all you need to do. They have to come up this one ramp. You can't like hide a pylon in the back. You don't know what angle they're going to come, etc. No, you know the exact angle, and it's going to be up. It's going to be up the ramp. So yeah, 2 spines, 2 queens, 3 queens actually. Yeah, it's not that. That's why it's spine crawlers is the reason people stop forgating that much.
Yeah. Yeah, especially this pylon right now, only now getting those zealots out, so the spine crawlers are completely down in 2 queens. Now, neither of them have transfuses, that's the only thing I'm worried about, but by the time this attack hits, I think they will have those transfuses, and especially with an Evo chamber, blocking one of those spine crawlers is so hard, and the mothership core can't even think about moving up this ramp till the zealots engage.
Yeah, we'll see if he even actually attacks. He's posturing as if he's gonna, but I notice he hasn't warped any more in.
Yeah, he's kind of staying. He's at 300 minerals right now. Maybe he's gonna go for a third. It looks like he actually will. He may go for a third here, quick third. I think that's actually what he's kind of do. While he has this pressure on his opponent right now, putting so much into the spines, getting these roaches out. EnDerr obviously is better tech, but he can't. He's scared right now. He's got to stay in his base and get in a nice position. But actually moving the spine crawlers down, maybe a little bit of not a great move. I'd love to see a warping of 4 zealots right now. That'd be so good. Actually, but Creature has to pull back right now. Just three roaches too much for this. But I think really right now, if he pressures, he may get it.
Yeah, he had an opportunity there, and I think this was his intention, have the zealots, plus he could force field the ramp if anything came down, but he just kind of let it down. And didn't respond in time to actually do anything, and he may just plain not want to commit to defending this contain.
Yeah, I really like this sort of mind game going on from Creature here, though, because you never expect him to go for a third. You expect him to keep adding on more units, but definitely I think EnDerr knows something is up right here, and that's why he moved down the ramps. Like, this is not right. Something else is going on in the back.
Yeah, he did actually just plain spot the third with the Overlord, so he knows it's there. And then he moved it back away. Robotics facility coming down for Creature as well, working on his upgrades. And roaches are actually just kind of moving across the map. There's still that pocket of army up there, but a few zealots weren't going to be too much help at home, but that mothership core definitely would have been.
Yeah, there is a nice cannon position here. I love those 2 gates, pylon, getting that cannon in there so you can't get any ling attack. It looks like roaches, they can't go into the main though. There's one force field that will work perfectly, but they will try to engage that cannon. There is two sentries right here, but there's no guardian shield or anything. The cannon will go down, being teleported home, but the roaches actually preemptively starting on the units before they can even attack. Photon overcharge going down, and it looks like they will burrow, and after taking out that cannon, that's exactly what he wanted to do. The cannon was a great idea. I'd love to see these move in and burrow. Yeah, I was sad. I'd love to see them like gradually just move up and burrow. Just keep burrowing.
There is the observer coming there, so he will be able to go after some of these. Force them moving out of it. He's got force fields to trap them. Oh, actually, a bunch of them getting trapped in a pretty bad position.
Yeah, all killed off too, and the rest of those roaches on the run. They do have speed now though, so we be able to get away with this tunneling claws going down. I love seeing this out of Zerg players, getting tunneling claws. They do such cool things with them.
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting here. Creature kind of ran into... He had planned an attack, and it didn't do anything, and very often when that happens to Protoss, they're just shit out of luck. They've lost all speed, momentum, anything, but he hasn't really been punished for it. And he is on a fully functional 3 bases right now. Yeah. With some tech options.
Yeah, I think tunneling claws really is the optimal thing for EnDerr to do here, unless you do some crazy like muta-switch, because when you let your opponent as a Protoss get into that position when you're on the same amount of bases, when you've actually had bases longer than the Zerg player, it's just so hard to get out of that. So really, something needs to happen here with EnDerr, and he needs to just take out one of the bases. If he can do that and pull back, he's going to be in a great position. Actually looking like he's going for the natural right now, or going for the third actually. Taking out a pylon, kind of being a little, he can't quite move in yet. He can't quite move in right now, there's just too much to defend. He will pull out, but I'd really like to see him actually burrow down and just like go behind the mineral line.
I think he's going to try to run by into the main here, but there is a cannon up, so he's going to get, even if he was burrowed, he'd be spotted.
Yeah, he will go down though, and he will go into tunneling claws and moving, and I'd like to see these roaches on the left hand side actually move into tunneling claws. We'll see that though, 2 cannons canceled, or that may have been pylons, I'm not 100% sure, and they will get out of there, and then roaches going towards the natural and see how much damage they can just get done.
Yeah, and this is really just obnoxious. And he's not controlling that force as it's brought back to deal with the main force in the 3rd base, which has been a little underprotected. He's got to keep these immortals alive. Where'd the other one go? He's kind of, I think there's a little bit of miscontrol here. He's accidentally pulling parts of his army over to deal with that force, which is still not cleaned up. He's kind of getting pulled apart here a little bit, and then it's more just a matter of control than whether he had the material for it. Immortal right up front will get trapped and lost. Second Immortal will also fall. Yeah.
The creature has lost 28 workers so far, and I really like the little counterattack on the left-hand side behind the natural, or behind the mineral line of the 3rd, but looks like it's stopped now and was pulled back. EnDerr can't keep fighting this, he's got to pull back just for a little while until these 20 roaches get back to his side, but in his natural, a little zealot attack, which is actually taking out a decent amount of, actually hasn't taken out anything yet, now that I say it, but 32 workers dead for creature. He is really far behind, getting out DTs actually at this point. He knows he needs to do something to get back into this game.
Yeah, it does have that tech win behind Dark Shrine. He had what was, like, he had the material. If you were able to just stop, think about, deploy the army the way you want it, obviously he had enough to cover all those spots, but doing that in real time against an opponent moving in several different directions like that, and you're going to misallocate forces a little bit, and that is more what happened than anything. It just becomes really obnoxious to chase these roaches down in like 4 different directions.
Yeah, it's really hard as a Protoss player when you're not used to it. He does spot a little bit of that Roach attack going on the left-hand side, though. Roach is engaging in the main, actually focusing down one Immortal. Sentry's going down to the front. Big blade forward, actually, is going to go for these Roaches. They really don't want to get caught out with so many Stalkers, but then Roach is reinforcing on the right-hand side and actually pushing these Stalkers, being kept in by their own force fields. They do have Blink, though, to get out of there. Front overcharge does go down. These Roaches have to pull back, though. 14 more Roaches coming down on another base, actually, a 5th base, just finishing for EnDerr. Great position right now, especially with Tunneling Claws. I'd like to see him go into the main like he is right now, and just go into the main with full and try to suicide them all in, because only one Immortal left and so many Roaches with Tunneling Claws. They're in such a good position, especially with reinforcements coming.
Yeah, only one. Yeah, like you said, only the one Immortal. He's not going to have the DPS to really take everything out. Roaches, like you could see when they moved it to the main, even burrowed. When they're burrowed, they almost out-heal basic attacks. The Immortal does fall here. He's just in an overwhelming position, and he can just do this over and over. It's so cheap to throw the Roaches in and so expensive to defend them.
Yeah, it's so cheap for these Roaches and these Stalkers, just doing so much. There is a DT out, but it's basically like the, oh no, it's the saving DT Grace, but it looks like an Overseer is coming in and they will be taken out. And it looks like EnDerr may take this game. Okay, coming down on that third, very, very hard. Another Immortal coming out, 9 more Roaches. GG! EnDerr is the second player with Winter to get out of Group H into the round of 16.